So, I've been thinking recently, what's the point? I mean, what I mean is I've been having an existential crisis, and I've been starting to think that there's really no point to anything. This video gets a little existential, but this is actually a video on how to tackle existentialism, so I'm going to go through a couple of strategies I had to tackle this existentialism after I basically explain what my thought process is when I'm having these crises. Yeah, Dan Howell, you're not the only one who has existential crises. So, when I have an existential crisis, it just randomly pops into my head that ultimately, since the end is coming and we don't know what happens next, there might not be another beginning. The universe will one day just end. What's the point of doing anything? What's the point of living if you're gonna die? Yeah, you can make your mark on the world or whatever, and it might inspire a couple of people, and might find a way to resist this end, but you can't delay the inevitable. So, what's the point? Well, at first, I tried to ignore it. I just tried to go on with my day, but since my day consists of sitting in my room refreshing YouTube, I couldn't really avoid it. So I started trying to look on the bright side. I said that right. I tried to look on the bright side, and I tried to think, well, maybe if I make my time right in this world, if I do what I love, if I execute my life correctly, then when I die, maybe there will be people inspired to continue. Maybe there will be a way to leave this planet. Maybe there will be a way for humans to keep going, somehow, somewhere. I don't know how or where, but in the future, we might have a chance if we're smart enough. Because we're just getting smarter and dumber at the same time. The internet is a weird place. But my dad, what a lovely guy he is. I think I should do a full video just dedicated to talking shit about my father. My dad, I told him this, and then Thanos snapped that theory and told me that no matter what happens, the sun will burn us out. Well, it'll burn out, and then we'll all die. And even if we escape or something, if something good happens to the human race, or we find a way, he just thinks that we won't. He just said flat out, we won't. We're just not capable of that. We have limits. So, I was pretty sad. And, I wasn't really having an existential crisis at the moment, but I was just randomly watching some stupid Mark videos, and I realized that in the Who Killed Markiplier series, I never watched the Wilford Mother-Loving Wharfstache, which, by the way, Mother-Loving is the best middle name ever. So I watched the full Wilford Mother-Loving Wharfstache video by Markiplier, and I really enjoyed it. It creeped me out, but it was really funny and really cool, and the acting was gorgeous, and I loved how they put so much detail in there about how the little mustache was the thing, and it was pink, and yeah. So, the thing about it, I only just thought about it now, okay? That's why I'm making it now, this video. At the end of the video of Wilford Mother-Loving Wharfstache, spoiler alert, the detective starts to go a little crazy, and then Wilford leans in on him and calms him down, and he starts telling him that, yeah, you're right, it's impossible to know these things that haven't happened yet, and it's impossible, and we're crazy, but, and then the scene switches to a party set, and he just goes, but for now, let's just hang out, and the detective looks around and just says, he doesn't say anything, but he just shrugs like he's saying, fuck it, and they just start partying, and the credits roll. And just now, just a few minutes ago, I started thinking, yeah, fuck it. The world's gonna end when nothing matters. Just do what you want, dude. It's like I flipped over the feeling of existentialism. Yeah, the world's gonna end. Fuck it, let's party. It's like you're still existential and you still feel like shit because, like, nothing matters. but you're laughing through the pain. I'm laughing as I say this out loud. I'm thinking that, yeah, nothing matters. Let's party. Let's have fun. Let's do what we want. It's not like it's going to matter in the end. And that's not a bad thing. And that's a great and hilarious thing about humanity, is that we say things and then we decide in our heads whether or not they're bad or good things. Like, gay. Is that good or bad? If you're a homosexual yourself, if you're part of the if you're part of the LGBT community, you probably think that saying gay is a good thing or a bad thing if you've been insulted. If you live in, like, 1995, which, by the way, are you okay, 1995? That was a quote from the Daniel Howell video. So, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, if you lived in 1995, you would have heard the word gay, and bad things would immediately come to your mind. But in these days, you would have heard the word gay, and if you didn't already suffer from PTSD from all that bullying and all of that insulting, you probably would have been like, ha, yeah, gay, that's funny, that's cool. Because let's think about it for a second. It's like being afraid of the dark. We're all told that it's a bad thing. Think about it. You grow up, and all of the bad people and all of the shadows and the darkness, there are always these characters just afraid of the dark. You just think that that's how that works as a kid, because that's the world you were introduced to. And so, most people, I will confess, I'm afraid of the dark. I am so terrified of pitch black darkness. I had a horrifying nightmare. I was screaming, and the monster was screaming, and the monster was ripping my face off, but for some reason I could still see, even though my guts were on the ground. Long story. But basically, I saw something in the shadows, and I didn't know what it was, because it was dark, and I was afraid. We're immediately told that dark things are bad, but they're not. Darkness can be great. There's this video game, it's a horror game called Close Your Eyes. I don't think it's called Close Your Eyes, but closing your eyes is a game mechanic, and it's actually, closing your eyes is interpreted sometimes as a way to get scared. Sometimes you interpret something. I'm not coming across clearly. The point is, we're immediately told that certain things in this world are good or bad, but when you think about it deeper and deeper, they don't have to be. That's not really anyone else's but your choice. My friend, Harry, yeah, that guy. We're bringing up Robin and Harry again. Robin sees the things that Harry does as horrifying and bad, but Harry sees collecting cat skulls from a wash in the playground, or near the playground, and, putting on these weird creepy masks and scaring the crap out of people, but never actually hurting anyone, as funny and cool. And, this is why, what I'm about to say is the reason that I don't tell my family about these videos. I think Harry is actually a lot, smarter than Robin. Like, he he literally has a bigger, come on, Anonymous. He literally has a higher IQ than Robin, and actually existentialism and actions that to most of society aren't seen as normal have scientifically been proven to be symptoms of people with higher IQs. I'm a freak, okay? I think about things, and I think, well, it's not so wrong. The only reason it's wrong is because society thinks so. And to be honest, that's how it works. I'm a weirdo. I do weird things for weird reasons. I make these weird-ass videos, and all I show is the swirl for, it's a big metaphor I'll go into later, but basically, there's no reason to be afraid. We don't have to be afraid of all this existentialism. The end is coming. Laugh it off. Now that because previously, just up until now, I've always started thinking about existentialism and I just didn't want to do anything anymore. I started getting, this is about to get dark. In some cases, I would get really suicidal, because, nothing matters, so why am I still here? But now I'm thinking, nothing matters, so why don't I enjoy it? Like, come on, let's have some fun. Let's just do some shit. Let's go. Yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to have some fun. The end is coming. Fuck it.